Hi knitting friends, Shaina Bilow here. In today's video, I want to demonstrate one of my favorite ways to help make a smooth transition between stripes when working in the round. If you've ever worked color stripes or textural stripes in the round before, you might have noticed that the first stitch of the round is lower in the round than the last stitch of the round. They're a little off kilter. The reason for this is that when we work in the round, we're essentially working a spiral. The rounds keep growing on top of one another, and so the first stitch of the round will not line up exactly with the last stitch of the round because you're already moving up that spiral, moving up that helix. By the nature of working in the round, there's no way to get these stitches to line up perfectly. However, I have found a technique that I like using, and I will show it to you now. What we're going to do to achieve this is I'm going to move my last stitch onto the left-hand needle, and then I'm taking the yarn that will be worked on the next round and bringing it to the front of the needle here. After I've brought that yarn to the front and draped it over, I'm going to then slide the last stitch back to the right hand needle. So you can see my aqua yarn is essentially trapped before the last stitch here. So here's my beginning of the round. I'm going to start knitting in my aqua. Here we are, I'm approaching the last few stitches of this round. Okay, so you can see my last stitch here has an aqua yarn over with it. When I get to that last stitch, I'm going to knit the aqua yarn over together with the peach stitch from the previous row. And then I'm just going to gently tighten the yarn from the peach stitch to make sure that it matches the tension of its neighboring stitches. And here, if I was continuing in the aqua, I would keep working aqua rounds over and over for however long I needed to. The reason that this technique helps smooth out the transition between the beginning and end of round is because it's taking a yarn over that essentially is connecting to the first stitch of the round and pulling it up into the last stitch when you work that last stitch. So it's pulling this stitch closer. It's combining it with the neighboring stitch. It's pretty cool. And I'll show you that technique again. Here we are. I've just finished my aqua round and I'm going to now work a pink round. Before I do that though, I'm going to slip my very last stitch of the round to the left hand needle. I'm going to bring my pink yarn to the front of the work, and then you can drape it over the needle like so to make a yarn over. Slip that stitch back to the right hand needle, and then I'm going to begin working my next round with the pink. So that pink now has crossed over the aqua, or it's nestled with that last stitch, that last, in this case, aqua stitch. So again, we make the yarn over in the color that the round will be ending with, in this case, pink. Here we are, nearing the end of the round. So I'm right here at the last stitch. Certainly, you'll probably have a marker here. I don't in this case because I'm working on a few stitches. But here I am at the end of the round. I can see my last stitch that was worked previously on the previous round in aqua has a yarn over in pink paired with it. So I'm going to insert my needle into those two stitches, wrap the yarn for knitting, and bring it through the two. And then I'm just going to, again, gently pull my aqua yarn into a matching tension with its neighboring stitches. And then I'll carry on with that round, with that next round. So the yarn overs only come when you're on a transition round, when you're changing from one color to another. Now let's say I'm working stranded color work, where I have 2 colors worked on every round, and I want to use this effect as well to help me. What I do is I look ahead in my pattern chart and I see what color the last stitch will be worked in. And if that color is going to be different than the color it was worked in on the round before, I then work that yarn over with that stitch and connect it on the next round when I get to the last stitch. So I look ahead to the end of each round to see if the color is different from the previous round. And if it is, I use that yarn over technique to create a little bit of a better bridge between the beginning and the end of the round. I hope this helped you. Happy knitting!